So here we have it, guys. I got my 2025 CRF450RL that I have set up as a supermoto right now. I've got another bike that I do most of my dual sporting with, but I've got it pretty set up for switching back to the dual sporting if I want to. Got the hand guards up here. These are the Tusk hand guards on my ODI high bars, the CR highs. I've set it up pretty good for my height and what I like with it. Got the ODI grips. These are clip-on the other side. Throttle tube on this side. I've got the 1/8 taper bar, the conversion from ODI on here too. With my little Moscow moto bag. I like this, being able to carry my registration and stuff without having to worry about getting under the seat or trying to hide it somewhere else. Right now, I've got my double take mirrors on it. I like them. They're nice to move around. They're not really set up for supermoto, but I've got some supermoto mirrors I might put on there eventually, but just haven't gotten around to it. Always got to have your quad lock best foam mount. It's got the vibration dampener on it. Use it for my maps and stuff if I'm going somewhere far, which I don't do a whole lot on this bike. So far, I've done a decent bit of mods. Haven't done a whole lot. I got my Warp 9 Elite rear rims back here. I think they're 150 by 60s, little 17s on front and rear. Pretty sticky tires. They're just the GPR 300s. They're more set up for like sport touring than they are racing or anything like that. That's just me. That's what I like. Got a 46 tooth rear sprocket with a DID chain. As you can see, I've also got some paper on the side, kind of off crappy brand, so they don't work the best. They're not too stuck. It's probably my own fault for not making sure they're stuck better. Also got the, I believe it's 320 front rotor. With that, I've got a lot of braking power. If you want to switch back to dual sporting with the smaller rotor on my other wheels, you have to switch out the little slide bracket here. It's not too hard, but it's still a pain in the butt. That's why I pretty much leave this bike as my supermoto. With the rear 46 tooth sprocket, I can chill probably 60, 70 pretty easy, not revving the bike out. But if you want to go a lot faster than that, you gotta really rev her out a little bit. I could have went smaller, had a better high speed like highway riding and stuff, but I don't do a lot of that anymore. Right back here, I have the Ricochet taillight eliminator. I actually just put that one on. I had it sitting in my garage for a month or two and just decided to do that today. Got the Yoshimura RS4 full exhaust with the Vortex ECU. The Vortex ECU is in here, and it really opened up the bike. It makes it really fun to ride. A lot less, it's still twitchy, but a lot less twitchy than it was. And I went from the Q4 FMF exhaust to this one because I like the sound better. FMF at Q4 is really quiet. This one at least has a decent bit of bark to it. Also, going back to the handlebars, I've got this little 12 o'clock labs gauge here. You can set it up for gear indicator, RPM, a bunch of other stuff. Mostly I use it for my temp gauge. It's booting up. So engine Fahrenheit, got that in there. I got the intake air temperature and the battery voltage. So this bike kills the battery if you leave it running. It really doesn't take long for it to be dead. So I've also got the RPM gauge up here since we don't have it on here. Engine temperature is nice to have. I've hardly ever seen this bike go above 180 after all the mods I've done with the twin air and all that stuff, so I like it. You can actually see the battery voltage slowly dropping, but it's got the lithium ion battery from factory in it. When I bought the bike, the stator rectifier plug was actually unplugged and I got stranded. It took me a little bit to figure out why the battery wasn't holding charge and why it just died on me. You know, your first time riding a bike, you take it out and it dies on you and leaves you stranded on the side of the highway. You have to go get your truck to pick it up. It's kind of annoying. But once I figured that out, battery charge is good. Bike hasn't had any problems since. And I actually really like this bike. I'm happy I got it. Down here, I like the aftermarket skid plates. This one's plastic. I haven't had any problems with it. It's really, really thick plastic. And this is actually a Moose Racing one that I bought off of CRF only. A lot of the parts I bought off of them just because it's nice knowing that it fits your bike. And now, guys, that's it. That's most of the mods I've done to this bike. I rode about 700 miles, no issues. Changed the oil regularly. I've already changed mine twice. Changed it at 100 miles, changed it at 60 miles. You just can't beat Honda reliability from what I've found in the past. And I'm really happy I got this bike. And I really like it. Look, do a quick little sound test. It's not warm, so I actually got it in gear. Let me switch it to neutral real quick. I will say on this bike, neutral is a little harder to find. But there we go. Decent sound exhaust. I'll give it a little rev since it's not warm. And I haven't done the thermostat delete and stuff. I definitely can. I've got the block off plate, the greatest block off plate, but I just haven't got around to it. And really, it doesn't bother me too much. A little bit of lean conditions in the pipe, blasting that air in, making it pop. It's fine. I haven't noticed a huge bit since getting the vortex and stuff, but it's definitely there. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, I've been through a lot of mods on this bike, back and forth, and finding out I didn't like stuff. Oh, most important part on the CRF, this seat is a game changer. I'm a big dude, and that little 2x4 that's on there is pretty hard to stand. Like, I'd be dying after like 15 minutes on it, but this bike, this seat, game changer. And this is just the Comfort Wide XL. That's a big bite for my big ass. But thank you, guys. Have a good day.